we talked about guitars. Let's talk about guitar influences. I'm curious how many parallels we have between us.
Well, you definitely have like a lot of similar like feel to mine as well, because with the melodic death metal piece, like for me it was a ton of Dark Tranquility in the 2000s.
Yeah.
All the earlier In Flames albums, Kalma, shit like that,
Yeah.
Of course.
Keep it going. You're speaking for me. Go ahead.
You just nailed them all.
I mean, there's so many that it falls out of my head, but like Hypocrisy for sure.
Yeah.
Nevermore, fucking World Dane. Like, lucky I got to see him once, but that dude, absolutely insane.
Oh, we saw him once, yeah.
What about some classic stuff like Andy LaRoe, King Diamond?
Yeah, of course. I mean, those dudes are unbelievable.
You guys hear there's a death documentary on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, it's not bad. You should check it out. It's worth what is it, like $5?
I forget what's that called.
It was called Death to
Death to All.
No,
that's a tour. I can't remember what the actual doc. I seen it. It was pretty good.
It was cool. Yeah, I liked that one.
It's about time they did one. Fucking
we're huge Death fans. Big influence for sure.
Oh, dude, everybody's you cannot be a Death fan. Like,
one of the coolest things that ever happened to me in Florida at Morristown was a Death cover band from South America did a U.S. tour, and they made a pilgrimage to Morristown. And I think they were from Colombia. I don't remember their name, but I was at the studio at the time that they came to visit, and they literally just rolled up. Like, they didn't call ahead or anything. They just showed up and were like, hey, we're a Death cover band in broken English. Our owners, the Morris brothers, Tom and Jim Morris, rolled out the red carpet for these dudes because they just shared stories of Chuck and making all those records with these dudes. And yeah, I got to hang around and show them around and just be part of their little group. And dude, the look in these kids' eyes, like 22-year-old Colombian metalheads, just love Chuck.
Just starry-eyed.
That's what's up, man.
Exactly.
Awesome.
It was like one of the coolest things I could have ever seen. It was one of the best moments that happened to me while I was at Morristown.
That's awesome.
That's badass, dude.
Death by Metal. That was the name of the documentary.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. I was thinking I should check that out. And, you get caught watching like 600-Pound Life in fucking 90 days.
Dude, I totally watched that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, on some real shit, like this is what we do, like when we're not jamming.
Yo.
So
what up, guys?
What's up, Eric?
I grew up with this guy. He was my guitar player in my old band 60 Grit, one of my best friends. He's a sick guitar player. He is fucking sick.
Let's hear it. Bust it out. Let's hear something.
I'm happy you're here, man. Yeah.
What you got?
Oh, man.
Christian, talk you
it
up.
out. I'm outside.
Oh, come on.
I wish I was
Come prepared next time.
Dude, yeah, I wish I was in Florida, man, because like it's cold. It's fucking 20.
Sounds great.
Damn.
Take me with you, please.
I wish I was a sick guitar player. What's that feel like?
Yeah, what's that like?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't figured that one out yet.
So,
but Eric, you're in the one
Never
place
will in this
where you
band.
actually play a show right now.
Yeah.
Huh?
Shows,
You're in the
what's
one
that
place where you can play a show because Florida's fucked.
Not safely, but
Yeah, we're all fucked.
They don't give a damn.
We're all fucked.
Yeah.
Well, he moved from Florida when I was like a junior. I was a sophomore in high school, and he the first time I heard him play, he was playing like dime riffs and dime back solos, and just like I think you played Yesterday Don't Mean Shit. I think that was like the first Pantera song I heard you do. Straight.
Maybe Revolution or something. I don't know.
It was probably Revolution, but still, and so we had a very first band when I was like in high school. It's called Butt Savage. And it was,
Front Butt Savage.
I'm sorry, Butt Savage.
Butt Savage. I couldn't think of a name, so
That's what they call me now.
Yeah.
Seriously. And thankfully, Eric sold me his Vader, so I can thank him for the sound on the album.
Yeah.
All your fault.
At least someone's getting some mileage out of that guy.
When you're on Guitar Talk right now, best amp combo that you not combo like amp combo, but like head. And obviously, you're talking Vader cabs, but like head of choice as far as guitar.
Line 6 Spiderhead
Hell
to
yeah.
a crate cab.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
The one that's
Now we're going.
behind me, honestly, the Mesa dual rack is mine. I love the dual racks with the OCD in front of it. Just chugs. I love this heavy fucking guitar.
I've used a 6505 for like 10 years. So more than that, actually, at this point.
I'm a
So,
classic Marshall guy.
Nice.
yeah, Gorod uses Marshalls too. Their tone is fucking crazy.
What do you
I've-
use for the Marshalls?
Or here comes the gear talk.
I knew
Bring
it
it
was
on,
coming.
dude.
Here comes the
What
gear
do you-
tangent.
what do
You knew this was gonna
Straight up.
fucking happen. Don't pretend like you didn't know. This is where all talks go.
I'm gonna fucking tiptoe around it, but
No,
What do you use, Derek? Is it a JCM 800?
I like the DSLs.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Isn't that Niall used to use those like
Yes.
weren't they
Yeah.
using DSLs? Yeah.
It's just a good clean tone because I'm kind of busy with my riffs. There isn't too much space in between. So I need to draw back on the gain a little bit for clarity's sake.
yeah, you play fast as fuck, dude.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
tell me about
Tell
it.
him to slow down. He wants me to make all these songs faster that we're writing right now. He's like, dude, it's not fast enough.
It's like, dude, I
I'm like,
can't
dude,
play
it's
that
fast as fuck. I can't play it faster than that.
Sounds like
Gotcha,
jumping
bro.
into a fucking nest of bumblebees. But I've always been a huge 6505 fan, man. That's like when I used to have two 6505s. I had the plus and just like the standard 6505.
Yeah.
Just sounds fucking good.
Oh, it sounds amazing. Absolutely.
That's why I don't agree with using like, hey, like just one of the PA pods or something live or Axe Effects. I'm like, dude, a 6505 just sounds so good
Well,
live, man.
I didn't say that the tone was better for, digital, but I was just saying for the sake of just,
Convenience.
convenience basically on fucking long
We're all
run.
about convenience.
I'll
here.
fucking wheel your 6505 on stage,
Oh,
man. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, are we recording right now? Because I'm going to go back to this.
Yeah, we are
when we're-
recording.
All
It
right.
says, it says we are, yeah, right there.
All
You
right.
gotta limber up on tour, man. When you like, I'm a taller dude. Being stuck in a van and stuff like that, not fun. You gotta get your exercise any which way.
Yeah, man, get your cardio in. Lift them cabs.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, you drummers. You guys have too much. You guys have too much shit. You have like 80 fucking pieces to bring in every
Hey,
show.
that's none of your damn business, man.
It is my damn business.
Hey, help
We're
your drummer, man.
overcompensating for our little wieners, all right?
And the singers don't help you at all.
No, nobody helps. Well, especially not singers, but nobody generally helps anything.
No, fuck
Oh,
that,
they
dude.
help-
As
they
a
help me
bass
so much.
player, I'm always fucking helping my drummer, man. Like, when
Good
Kyle-
Well,
man.
you know what? Bassists usually will lend a hand because I think they feel bad.
It's the band dynamic.
Yeah.
It's like the two underrated dudes in the band that never get any attention. The bass player and the drummer. They just sit in the back and they're like,
Yeah, the bassists have empathy. They're like, yo, let me help you out.
Mm.
I understand. The singers just stand there like stretching before a show, like not even fucking lifting a finger.
"What's up, ladies?"
It's like cool microphone.
Yeah, right.
Fucking-
Getting fucking drunk first. Before they get, I'll take the splash symbol up or something.
Christian, yeah, you know what's up, man.
Well, I think this is one of the only groups where like these guys' gear is way heavier than my gear. Usually not like that.
Really?
Yeah,
I'll carry
man.
your drum keys.
What kind of kid are you playing, Jordan?
What you got back there?
For 10, I was like for over a decade, I was playing like an old Pearl export kit. I don't know if
Nice.
you've probably seen the old one, like the wine red. Everyone
Yep,
had
I
it.
saw the red one. Yeah.
It was, I think, before I was born. And
What?
It's like South Park. Skip.
He's
You were playing that since
Sorry.
before you were born?
frozen in space.
what's that?
You froze up. What did you say? You were playing that kit since before
Froze
you
up.
were born?
Sorry, my Wi-Fi is fucking around. Yeah, so I had a Pearl export kit that was borrowing for like over a decade, and finally bought like a Tama Star Classic, one of the walnut birch ones. And those are pretty fun. So I'm playing
Yeah.
that.
I went the other way, man. I started with Tama. I used to have a Swing Star when I first started, and then now in the Pearl family, I play
Yeah.
a reference series 7-piece.
Is it maple?
Yep, the maple finish.
Word. Yeah, I feel like maple's like maybe my favorite kind of wood for drums, just like the snap and everything.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
I'm
beautiful.
enjoying the birch and the walnut mix. It's different.
The reference I think has different types of woods on each shell depending on how the diameter is.
Oh, really?
They put in different. Yeah, just the thought process is that each shell should have a different treatment based on its size. So they do different wood combinations on each piece. pretty
Nice.
sweet.
Yeah,
How do we
Pearl's crazy.
feel
They have
about-
so many.
Yeah, Pearl's great. I love Pearl.
I'm curious, guys. How do we feel about metal snare drums, like steel, brass, anything?
Well, for me, like my other band, I'm playing kind of like R&B or like prog rock stuff. So like it's I'll do like maybe a wood just to kind of like compete. I mean, not compete as much with the sound, kind of keep it lower. Because I do like the maple in terms of like R&B stuff or hip hop or but like for like everything loud, yeah, I love having like a steel or a brass snare. Really
I never
cuts.
really played on a metal snare. Back on Hammer Horde, our old previous band, their second album, I did I think it was a Chad Smith series. His signature, I think it was a steel snare drum.
Oh, dude, I love those drums.
Crack.
Chad
I
Smith
used that
drum.
on the recording, and it was pretty
Yeah.
sick. But I don't have
Yeah.
one in my arsenal right now.
Hmm.
So you already know, yeah, it was a nice sounding snare. We're like, well,
That's
it's
a good
better than
drum.
my own snare, so let's use this. But that was my only experience with the metal snare.
Really? So what do you prefer?
I have just the stock kit snare right now, which is the 14 by 6.5 deep fucking
Nice.
snare. It sounds nice.
It's like a 10 ply or something.
It's a thick boy.
Yeah.
Thick ass boy.
It's a
Those
thick
thick
ass
wood
boy.
boys. Damn.
Well, you always like that amount of Marth, like heavy snare.
Yeah, like Amorphous Tales of a Thousand Lakes, like a really deep fucking snare. I always like that sound.
Well, Dave, as a producer, what do you think is like the best snare sound for metal? Because like someone like me, I just have my own home studio and I mess around with digital drums and shit and samples, but like it's really hard to find that big fat beefy snare. What would be like your ideal pick for just like generic metal across the board?
I hate color by numbers, especially for heavy metal.
Yeah.
So the reason why I made the record that we did with Fires is that we weren't coloring by numbers. So the perfect non-answer for your question is I think it's really, really important to find a snare drum that sings with the soul of the music. And I love drums. It's how I learned how to record, was just working with drums. I was blessed with a brother who's a gifted drummer. So I got to really understand drums from a young age.
They're tough.
It's different. It's different if you never work with them and you try to work with them once you're getting into audio. I think that steel and brass snare drums can work really, really great for heavy metal. But the other complication is the room that you're in. If you're not in a good sounding room, then it almost doesn't matter what kind of snare drum you're using. Because so much of that sound that we hear in our head of what a snare should be like is that tight reflection that we want out of a close, tight metal modern recording. That comes from a cool room. That doesn't necessarily come from the snare drum itself. So
Sure.
It's a non-answer, but I think it's really important to tailor the snare drum sound to the vibe of the music. That's all.
Well, that's why we leave it to you guys, because that shit just went.
Right, exactly.
Fucking drum talk.
You can have super sick guitar vocals, you can have super awesome bass tone, but honestly, like in my like very uneducated opinion, it's like if the drums suck, the album sucks.
You're right.
Like, it just sounds bad.
You're fucking right. I say that all the time, dude.
Having a beer.
It's also like saying, like you can't just use the same mix. It doesn't matter, every song has a different mix or a different master that works for it. You can't just blanket that's something that worked for something else across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
for sure.
I think drum tone and like drum sound in an album is definitely crucial as far as like when I look for new bands, it's like it depends on how it's produced. If it's not produced like that well, I can't listen to it for too long.